This is Multiplaying, episode 36, recorded on Friday, June 18th, 2010.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
How's it going, everybody? This is Multiplaying. It's Friday, June 18th, as Brian said, and we're ready to party. Tonight...
What year were we in?
2026.
Yep. Nice.
We're all very old. 3D is a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm. Thank God that's
over.
40
now.
I know. God.
Remember when 3D was something? You guys remember that?
Yeah, that shit was fucked up.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Remember when Nintendo was still around?
Remember what our hair looked like back then?
Oh.
Sorry, Steve.
I'm looking forward to talkies.
It's black and white shit. Anyways, tonight we got Brian.
Hey.
As he finishes sipping down something.
Son of a bitch.
Alphabetical order. You gotta realize it. Dean.
Hey.
Jason.
Hello.
John.
Hey.
And it's me, Steve. Brian, what you drinking?
I'm drinking Brava, which is the beer of summer, apparently, if you believe all the marketing. It's like a cheap, what's the word I'm looking for? Corona, thank you. My wife just filled me in. It's a cheap Corona knockoff. So
the beer of summer.
The beer of summer, yep.
Made by the boys of summer.
I don't know who it's made by.
Does it have Don Henley's picture on the front?
I'd buy that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I think that's Don Henley calling.
Oh,
he wants some
nice.
Royalties.
Yeah.
I know you guys are going to put this out.
I haven't done anything in a while.
Help me out, anything.
Yeah.
What you been playing, Brian?
I've been playing Age of Conan.
Really?
Yes.
On what server?
I have to double check.
Set or Wakana?
I think it's Wakana. One of the things is when you make up characters on Age of Conan, it's a really kind of a convoluted process, and I accidentally didn't pick the server that I wanted to pick. So at that point, by the time I realized, it was far too late. So,
By what level did you realize this?
I'd just gotten out of Tortage.
Oh, so you're like 20.
Yeah, exactly. I rolled a Bear Shaman this time. Or Bear Shaman, whatever you want to say.
Bear Chamois.
Exactly. I've still got a Conqueror at level 58. And
Oh, damn.
an Assassin at level 40. And I'm just not sure what to do right now. Whether I should continue on with one of them. I was really interested in seeing the new zone, Katai, I think it's called, which is part of the new expansion, which I can't recall the name of at the moment. Rise of the Godslayer. There we go, Rise of the Godslayer. So it's I wanted to see that, and I've just started getting into it a little bit, and it's pretty nice. It's a nice Asian-themed zone, really wide open. Believe it or not, they've ramped up the graphics even more.
Wow.
So,
Are you playing on DirectX 9 or 10?
I can only handle 9. I can turn it to 10, but my frames per second goes down so far that...
John and I were talking about that earlier. 10 looks great, but it is not optimized well.
No. Yeah, it does some weird stuff. You get some weird shadows and flashing and...
The God rays on the DX10 client kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But you have to turn that shit down.
Turn it
I'm
off
surprised.
immediately.
They've had a long time to work on that, especially considering that it was supposed to launch as DX10 support.
Yeah.
And to think that 2 years and one expansion later, they're still fixing it up. It's a little strange.
As
Or are
far
they
as
fixing it?
Yeah.
As far as content, though, you got a couple characters pretty high. The highest I ever think I got my Dark Templar was like 28, and I've been considering jumping back in. But like content-wise, are you enjoying it?
I am. I think that they've even way back, and I stopped playing. I guess it would have been like maybe August or September of last year. Even then, the content was there, and I was able to get to level 58. I only grouped for the sort of dungeon areas. There were certainly some group quests, but there was plenty of stuff that was available solo to keep me interested. And
How's
there wasn't so much grinding.
How's the crafting and material gathering now? Because I remember they had it organized by zone, and you had to basically run a circuit to get your mats, and it was the worst thing ever.
That was weird.
It was
Yeah,
terrible.
I haven't played with it since then. Like I said, just got to 20 on this character, so I haven't picked up any crafting yet. But that will be the next thing I check out, I guess.
I'd like to hear about that.
I haven't heard of any changes, so I mean I could be absolutely wrong. I wasn't really keeping a close eye on the expansion when it was coming, so all of this is completely new, and being the lazy bastard I am, I'm not reading up on it. I'm just kind of finding it as it goes.
That's fun, though.
I like good craft systems, but I mean, if the game's a drop-heavy game anyways, I typically don't really see the need. Like, World of Warcraft has, I don't know, I've never seen the need for the crafting system in World of Warcraft because it was such a drop-heavy game.
Yeah, it's true. And most of the stuff that you can craft there becomes obsolete once you get up in level. Although I hesitate to say that that's true now. I think they may have adjusted things a bit and allowed you to upgrade your crafted stuff with drops that you get in game later on, which is strange. I'd have to double check on that. But yeah, I haven't checked out the crafting in AOC yet. But the one thing that bothers me though is like I did level a bear shaman and I've got him to 20, and now I'm not sure that that's the class for me, and I'll be damned if I'm going through Tortage again.
Right.
They still make you go through Tortage, even with the expansion. There's no new newbie zone.
No, it's the exact same thing.
Oh man, once was enough for me on Tortage. It was cool, but no.
That's the thing. It's an awesome zone the first time you go through it, but once you've gone through it, because of the way it's set up, it's just it's a little bit hard to stomach going through it yet again. So,
I got a question. I haven't played a whole lot of Age of Conan, just the free trial stuff, and I like the melee system where you have to pick the side and try to hit the weak spot. But I've been leveling I don't know what the name of it is, the Tempest one.
Yep,
like that.
Tempest of Set.
Which is primarily a caster, right? I'm only level 6.
The lightning cleric. The lightning cleric.
Is there anything that, do I just spam spells then, or is there something that translates spell-wise to picking a side that they're weak at? Or does that just go...
Paz, do you know? Because I don't.
No, as a spellcaster, you're a spellcaster, and that's it.
So that unique part of the combat really only applies to melee classes, right?
That's correct. Melee and ranged DPS like Rangers. Like Rangers, their abilities have sides still.
They should have done the magic ones then, too.
They could have, but I don't know that they would have been successful with it because, you cast a fireball. How do you cast your fireball? You have a fire curveball? You know what I mean?
aim, yeah. I throw a split finger. Could have explained it somehow. I don't know.
I don't know.
The catcher kept calling me off on it though, but I said, "Fuck you! I'm throwing this."
Every character in Age of Conan was an ex-pro pitcher.
Yes. They're all MLB. Yeah.
That should be part of your background story. That's what the mark on the chest is. I get it now.
How else am I going to be Rick Vaughn?
Yeah. So
But the key combos are still there, aren't they? For casters?
What is that? I don't know. What is that? I don't know.
So once you get further up in level,
you get combos spells, but you don't get the directionals.
Right.
So you could do a chain of spells.
Just keep talking over him.
No, I think if you both talk, I may get double the information.
Well, go ahead, Ross. Nope.
God damn.
Once you start getting higher level...
So as I was saying...
Shut up, John.
Once you get higher level and you get higher damage spells, you have to perform more keys. So you initiate your spell, and then it gives you a set combo, which is usually up, down, left, or right, and it's up to I think 3 keys. Once you get up to level 80. It may even go to 4. I only get to level 58, so for all I know, it could go all the way to 4 keys. So there's that sort of option of and if you screw up the combo, then your casting stops, or your ability doesn't go through.
Oh.
So, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's like Tekken in Age of Conan.
Yeah.
And I
Can I
suck
be
at
Johnny
it.
Law?
Yeah.
Down,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You been playing anything else, Brian?
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh shit! Really?
That's the first console game I've purchased, I think, this decade. So,
Is it on your new 360?
well, yes, my old 360, really.
On
New to
your
me.
new 360.
Yeah, exactly.
So now what you need to do is take that one in, trade it in towards one of the new models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now's the time to do it. You get $100 at GameStop, and you have the if you have the Edge card.
I don't know if they have that in Canada.
I'm seriously thinking about doing that before mine takes a shit for the last time.
Do it.
Yeah.
You know how they have like a 50% fail rate? They said that the Slim is only 30% fail rate.
Ooh.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Well, it doesn't red ring.
And you can't red
Yeah.
ring because there's
It's
no
just no
red
red
ring. It's
ring.
just a red dot.
They
Yeah,
fixed
yeah.
that problem.
The red dot of death.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
That's it. What are you thinking of Red Dead?
I like it. I think I mentioned on Twitter that I'm a little confused as to whether my frustration with the controls are because I'm a console noob or the controls for Red Dead Redemption are a little tough.
They're a little
Probably
tough.
both.
They,
Okay.
It feels more natural as you go, but I said the same thing at first.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, there have been several times where I'm just kind of trotting along, and some guy comes up to me and says, "Oh, you gotta help me," and I, follow him over, and there are 4 guys, and within seconds, I'm dead, and it's because I'm like, what do I press here, and who am I trying to shoot, and fuck it.
Crap, why do I have my lasso?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Why is he just strapping his dick and bending over? What the fuck?
Help me, these guys are raping my wife back here. You gotta help me.
So,
Yeah,
it'll
that's
take
happened to me
few-
plenty of times.
A few hours into it, I would say it took me about 3 hours to totally get used to the way that they have the weapon selection set up. I still don't like that, the way that you are holding down a button on the left and moving the right thumb rather than the left to select the weapons. But I got used to it after a few hours, and yeah, it becomes second nature. So
cool. I'm gonna keep up with it.
how many hours are you in?
I'm probably about 3 hours, but I'm taking it really slow.
Yeah, cool. I haven't been on vacation last week, and I was I think right about the end of the Mexico campaign when I left. So hopefully I'm about done with that. I wanna get through that stuff so I can move on to some other games. But yeah, I'm still digging the hell out of it. But is that all you've been playing?
That's it. Those are the 2
Cool.
games.
Awesome. And we go to Dean. What you drinking, Dean?
I am drinking a Haywire.
Something nasty.
Hefeweizen.
What
No,
was it?
It's a Haywire Hefeweizen by Pyramid Brewery here in the Northwest. It's delicious.
All right.
Yeah, and currently I'm still playing kind of the same stuff. I picked up Magic: The Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers,
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like pretty much everybody else did too.
Yep.
Which is kind of awesome. I haven't played Magic since I played Magic: The Gathering Online, which was my first introduction to Magic, and yeah, there's some improvements in this game. Interface is pretty kick-ass, and it's nice to come back to the strategy. But so far, it's been a lot of fun. I really want to try the online element though, and actually play against some real people. Hopefully, the playing field is a little bit more balanced since there's no deck building now. And you're forced to use the pre-built decks and whatever cards that you gain as you beat people in the campaign.
Did you ever play the actual card game or just online?
You know what? I have some physical cards here. They've never been opened.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Yeah, I've got some cards right there. But they've never been opened. And I had an old coworker who introduced me to Magic: The Gathering Online. He had like a $1,400 card collection. It was insane.
No.
Yeah, he always kicked my ass because he always had better cards. But yeah, my introduction was the electronic game, and now this. So it's a lot of fun. I gotta try to play online, but I'm trying to remember what I need to do. Like, play the blue deck. Like you were saying on the forums, half the fun of that deck, and you can do this when you're playing through the campaign, is wait for them to cast a creature spell and say, no, you can't cast that.
Counter spell. No, you ain't casting
Counter
that shit.
spell with the blue. So it's a ton of fun. I've also been playing some Penis of Persia, the Forgotten Sands still.
Yeah.
That game.
Whipping your dick out.
Whipping my dick out. Whip my dick out and going crazy. Yeah. No, that game continues to be awesome. There are some
Really? Cool.
Yeah. there are some really cool platforming mechanics in there that I'm really enjoying. So I don't know if anybody else has picked it up or if anybody else is interested in it. So
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna wait for a price drop and then pick it up.
yeah, it's really fun. There's a water freezing mechanic that makes a lot of different puzzles come into play when you're playing the game. Like you'll have little jets of water that shoot out that you can freeze with the left trigger, and so you have to hold down the left trigger. You got to jump on the little pipe, and then you might have two pipes that are separated by a waterfall. So you got to freeze the water, catch the pipe, fly off the pipe, fly off the pipe, unfreeze the water to get through the waterfall, freeze the water again, latch into the other pipe, and then get to the other side of whatever you're trying to get to. So there's some really hard timing puzzles, and it's really fun platforming. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm also playing Carcassonne for iPhone.
Yeah, I need to pick that up.
Yeah, we need more people to play.
Yeah, I'm trying to play a game with Jason and.
Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
It's been your turn for like a fucking week, man.
No, it hasn't. It has not.
Yeah, they're a little.
I think it told me yesterday it was my turn.
Yeah, they're a little slow, but that game's pretty fun. I've never actually played it before, and there's a lot of strategy involved in it, and I'm already seeing where I'm making a bunch of mistakes, and you guys are kicking my ass. But that's a really fun game.
We have the board game, so it's not fair.
Well, I'll learn eventually if you guys continue to play.
It's a quick game to learn, but there's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, I'm starting to see moves that I keep on doing wrong, so it's fun though.
Awesome. And it says on here that you've been playing a little Lotro?
Oh, yeah, I logged back into Lotro because all this free-to-play stuff has made me all excited for the game.
I know.
Yeah, I had parked my Hunter in Moria for a couple of months, and I just didn't have the heart to go back in there because Moria, you haven't got to Moria, have you? Because you're still in the...
No, I'm pretty low. I think I'm 28, 26, something like that, high 20s.
Moria, I mean, it's a giant fucking dungeon, and it's awesome. It's well designed. There's a lot of content in there, a lot of good stories, but it just gets depressing. You can't see the sky. I mean, I'm a hunter, so I could pour it out, but you got to pour it back in order to level, in order to progress, and stuff like that. So I was level 58. I finally just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get out of Moria." So I got out of Moria to the starter zones there. Spent about an hour and a half just kind of messing around and getting beyond there. And I mean, there's nothing changed in the game. I'm kind of just gonna let it sit for a while, maybe play casually, and then, once the free-to-play hits, hit up the store and see if I can get through some of the grindy crap.
Yeah, my subscription runs out this week, I believe, and I've been giving it consideration to pick up a time card because you can get time cards for like $15 now on Amazon. I don't know how long that'll last, but you can get them. But the game, I mean, you're still going to be able to use time cards. You'll still be able to do a subscription and get stuff that you wouldn't get in the free-to-play. So I've been considering doing that, or go to Age of Conan and check that out with the expansion. So I've been tossing that around. But yeah, last week, or was it the week before last, I had jumped into Lotro a couple nights in a row, and it's still like that. I'm so torn with that game that part of me loves it. I love the environment. I love that it's this big realized world. Yeah. But I'm like Brian, I know, feels the same way as me. It's a sleepy ass game.
Yeah, it gets dull sometimes.
Yeah.
Slow combat.
It's got melatonin in it.
Well, they sped up the combat, but there's just still something about it that it's so... I love like the mechanics of my warden, but you get very used to exactly what you need to do in any fight. So it's just kind of this, doing this over and over. And
Grimnir
says he's
literally falling asleep playing Lotro.
Yeah, it's a sleepy game. I love it.
Was it because it was boring, or was it just because you were tired?
It's like
what time was it when this happened?
Was it 3 a.m.?
Yeah. It was 3 a.m. after Thanksgiving, and he was playing Lotro.
It's like the Thanksgiving of MMOs. I swear to God.
It is.
It's gorgeous. It's amazing. But after all that turkey, you just fucking want to sleep.
I love it. That's going to go on the box next.
Hopefully the store will spice it up a little bit. I'm really excited about some of the stuff that they were showing at E3 and whatever. So it sounds like it'll get a little bit better in regards to grind, and I don't know, maybe they'll mix some other shit up when it goes that way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Switch. Coming back to it.
because it's a game that I would love to play a couple times a month, and then that's it.
Yep.
Yep.
So this might be
you get
perfect
that
for me.
nostalgic feeling.
Exactly. Anyways, we'll move on to Jason. What you drinking, Jason?
I'm drinking Velvet Hammer.
What?
What is that?
Barrel
It's such a
aged-
porn.
Look at that
Yeah,
bottle.
it's my porn name.
Velvet
Hammer.
Nice.
Barrel aged sour brown ale. It's from this brewery that we go to, and they brew it and they sell it once a year. So
Cool.
yeah, it's called Wild Beer. Keep cool. Decant slowly. Like if you pour this, I made the mistake of pouring my first like glass out of it, like a normal thing, and it was like 80% foam. It's
Wow.
it's serious business. It's pretty good.
Cool.
That thing's full of air.
I
Yeah.
gave you some head.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, I'm very classy.
Yeah.
Besides that, earlier I was drinking Game Day Light from Central.
They have a light version of Game Day?
I take
Oh,
it
yeah.
back.
They have an ice and they have a light version.
Oh, that's just nasty, man.
You just need to mix the two together and then be a normal beer.
Pour them in the same glass. It all evens out.
What alcohol percentage is that?
Is
0.01.
what? Which one? Game Day Light?
Game day. Yeah.
It doesn't.
There is no alcohol in it.
Wait a minute. No,
It's like Duels.
Oh, it's a can of air.
it doesn't say.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like Perrier from Spaceball.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, what you been playing, Jason?
Oh, I've been playing some of Magic, which we talked about, and I don't know. I mean, I'm new to Magic, and I haven't played a whole lot. But is the AI like really cruel in this game?
See, you were tweeting that you got beat. I mean, did you get beat on like your first game?
Yeah.
I've gotten beat on my first 8 games.
Are you
Really?
playing on the easiest level?
Yes.
That means
What's
you got to keep on practicing.
what's the
Yeah.
default? Whatever the default is, I went through 3 games and then it beat me on the 4th.
I'm playing on. I don't know. It's called Mage. I think that was the easy one.
I left it on whatever the default was, and the 4th game I played was the one I lost.
All right, well, I need to fix that shit because that thing pulls everything out. And I have been getting better. The last game I lost, it was 4-0. They had 4 points left, so I've gotten consistently better.
Right.
But I did go out and buy a starter deck for 2 for Shannon and I to actually play. So
That's cool.
yeah, it does a really cool job of teaching me I feel like I can actually sit down and play now. So
Nice. What deck are you using?
I don't
On the PC version.
I don't know.
Is it what color?
It's like red.
Okay. See, I haven't used the red one yet, but the green one is mostly a creature deck, and it's more of a, I don't know, you might call it a defensive deck. If you play it right, it's basically you can turtle like a madman until you just see a good opportunity and then just attack like mad. But it's a matter of seeing what they have to block you with and kind of figuring the math on it. But I would try out the green deck instead of the red one. It might be an easier deck to use.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
have to go in there and figure out how to do that because I just hit play. I didn't really.
Yeah, I
look at-
think down when you're on the main menu screen, there's a button on the bottom that actually says basically what deck you're using. If you click on that, it'll bring up what decks you have, and I think it only starts you after you go through the tutorial. It starts you with the red one and the green one, I believe, and that's it.
Okay, I'll mess around with it. I mean, I'm having fun with it, and I feel like I'm getting better each time. I know what to do. That computer's just a bitch. So
It might be that red deck. I haven't used it though, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I would totally recommend using the green deck if you're just starting out, because it's the easiest to understand, and yeah, it is a creature deck, and there's not a lot of like crowd control or
It
whatever.
is just I'm putting out land, I'm putting out creatures,
Yeah.
and making them stronger at certain times to be able to overpower you. So that's it.
okay, well, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing that. Get some
Cool.
multiplayer, and I've also been playing Toy Soldiers, which is an XBLA.
It's a Dreamcast game, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, but this is a different one. I know what you're talking about. This is a Xbox Live Arcade game. It's pretty interesting. It's a I guess you could classify it as a tower defense, but it's a 3D looking game where it's based off of like World War One toy soldier guys.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. That one looked awesome.
Yeah, and you have areas that you place them on the map, and there's anti-artillery guys you can put down. There's anti-infantry. There are anti-air weapons. There are actually like old model planes you can put down, and they will when you place them, they will automatically fight whoever is coming against them. But you can also take control of them, so you can start firing on people, and you can upgrade them, repair them. It is a really, really cool game.
That's the one that like everything looked like it was a toy.
Yeah, it's a toy
hence
box.
the name Toy Soldiers, but
Yeah.
it looked like a big toy box that you were playing in. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Awesome.
defending your main toy box, and when they get in your toy box, your resources deplete, and it's really, really cool. If you have an Xbox, I definitely recommend downloading the trial of it, because my brother had told me about it, and I downloaded it once, and I'm like, I need to buy this. So it is really, really cool. It's got multiplayer as well.
Cool. If
So
I had an
that's-
Xbox, I'd check it out.
Yeah, they got a new one out, I heard.
No, it's supposed to not red ring. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. They fixed that problem.
Yeah, because there's no ring. There's no lights.
They came out. It only took us 4.5 years.
It only took us 4.5 years to take the lights off the front so that we could say it doesn't red ring.
We had our top men on this.
He walked out of the room and went, ha!
I have a solution. What is it? What is it? We take out the ring. What?
and then the guy was like, go. Take it to
Keep
development.
talking. Keep
Take
talking.
it to
Keep
development.
talking.
Yeah.
We take the lights out. See?
Get it to production now.
When we're taking the lights out, we can make the whole system smaller.
Yeah. But not by much.
But not by much. We'll only take in the middle. We'll make it like a 2-degree fade. And that's it. We will call that shit the Xbox 360 Slim.
And then
Dun, dun, dun.
some guy said, hey, let's put Kinect Ready on the box. And the next guy said, sounds good. Someone go make something called Kinect.
Well, we got this thing called Natal that we're working on. Yeah, okay, change it.
Yeah, whatever. I gotta go. So,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever. It doesn't matter.
My-
It doesn't matter.
My whore's in the car. Bye.
5 o'clock. I gotta go.
Yeah.
But what else you playing?
You gotta make it shiny.
I've been playing a little bit of Star Trek Online. I just got back to playing because it gave me some weird billing issue to where it all of a sudden said my account was suspended, would not run my debit card. I don't know why.
Yeah, they were having a lot of account issues the past couple weeks, but I don't details about it.
So I just got that working, but they added a shitload of stuff to the store.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they added like a bunch of achievements or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, badges, accolades,
The badges,
achievements,
accolades, yeah.
whatever.
Because I logged in one night before I went on my trip and got like 2 bubbles of experience just because of all the badges and stuff that it was adding me.
2 bubbles. I got a whole level.
F you, man. Well, I'm only like level 8, so...
Dude, that thing got me from lieutenant commander to commander.
Nice.
I logged in and I was like, commander, congratulations! And I was like, what? Oh, the accolades!
Nice.
Yeah. Good times.
But what level are you now, Jason?
I am Lieutenant Commander 4, I think.
Cool.
Not that great. Was that like 14?
I think it's 14.
14.
Cool. Playing anything else? That it?
No, that's it.
Cool. And John, what are you playing?
I'm apparently the only one in this entire group that has not played Magic. I don't know why. I could never do the whole card game thing.
Oh no,
Yes,
I'm not
you're
playing
missing
it
out,
either.
man.
Oh, okay. Brock, thank you for
I'm your
being
brother.
with me on this. So, yeah, don't play Magic. Never played Magic. I hate card games in the first place. Not that I have anything against Magic in particular. Just card games, even poker,
Euchre.
all around. Everything card game. I'm just the worst at it. Because it involves me, like, having to know what's in the deck and shit, like, what's going on, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Put down this dinosaur-looking thing. Shit.
If I go to a casino and I can't just put a quarter in there and pull on a lever, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Exactly. I just want to put my money down and lose it. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Been playing a lot of STO lately. I gained like 12 levels in the last couple days.
Wow.
And I I found out the easy way to gain levels in STO, and it's so stupid, like, that no one tells you this, but the exploration missions where they tell you to go visit a cluster or whatever, that thing gives you, once I realized one day I was playing, it gives you like triple the experience of doing other missions.
Yeah.
Like every time you finish a mission, it's like 150 skill points, and then you complete it, and it's like another 200 skill points, and it's like, you know, it's just insane. And then that's not even including the XP for getting kills and stuff. So yeah, over the last couple of days, I've gained like 12 levels. So now I'm Captain 2 or 1.
Oh, nice.
1 or 2.
Wow.
So I just got my Defiant class ship escort.
Oh,
tactical
hey,
thing.
you need to tell him about your bridge.
Oh, my bridge of whores.
Yeah, he invited me to his bridge earlier, and I go in, and it is all bitches with skirts and like tube tops, and like, and I walked in there and I'm just like, what? Jackpot.
He goes, how come you're not wearing a robe right now?
You're smoking a pipe.
Smoking a pipe, just sitting in your captain's chair like, that's right.
Yeah. That's
You see what I'm working with here. You see what I'm working with here. Yeah. Because they came out with the new one of the new costume sets, the mirror universe of the original series, and the costume piece for the women is a tiny tank top. So I combined that with the original series miniskirt, and then knee-high boots with stockings. So
does the front of your ship say Hooters on it?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So the other thing is that all of my officers are women. So
what a shock! It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I figured to put the skirt on one of the dudes.
He beams in and he's just like looks around like, what the fuck? Where am I? So I've been playing a lot of STO. I got a lot of levels.
I think my first response was I want to lift them skirts and slap them fat asses.
Yeah.
That was literally the first response.
Yeah.
So
So if you ever log in Star Trek and John invites you onto his bridge, you might see me like in the background just hanging out, like, hey.
What's up?
Slash dance.
The weirdest thing was we went on a ground mission and then we're going and I noticed like one of them is this chick with huge tits, like no clothes on, like with a gun and everything. Like that can't be safe.
No, you don't get to wear armor.
Yeah. Armor. Who needs armor in the Star Trek world? Seriously. They never wore armor in the movies or the show.
No,
they just went down with their shirt. Just like a t-shirt and shorts. They were like, all right, let's go, guys. Let's assault the base.
Other than demeaning women in MMOs, what have you been playing, John?
I've been doing a little bit of Age of Conan as well, since everyone else seemed to have been getting into it. And I actually have always loved the game. I just never had anyone else to play with. So I'm trying it out. I was going to get on with Jason, but then he was like, no, wait, let's play STO. And I was like, no argument here. But been doing that. I also got... actually, in Age of Conan, I had a question for you, Grok. Have you seen the casters when they get to the certain level when they start doing spell weaving?
No.
When they start channeling like the huge summoning thing and
yeah, I have.
That's the spell weaving thing. That is so sick. I'm like, oh my god, I have to be a spellcaster just to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to see them like summon 12 undead creatures all at once, and there are like rocks coming up from the ground, and it's
pretty much like
display.
an epic. It's pretty much like an epic movie, but in the game you're doing it, and you're just like, wow. And the thing is, like, I didn't realize that while you're spell weaving, it's like that combo thing, like Tekken, like we were talking about earlier, where you have to continue to cast spells in order to continue summoning that thing, and
really,
you actually, it's like a constant combo system. Like you have to, if you're a healer, for example, if you see the healer spell weaving, she has to literally combo the spells in the way that is prompting her or him to continue to summon, and the longer you spell weave, the more powerful your stuff gets. So like, it gets insane from what I hear. I mean, I'm like trying to level a demonologist right now because I saw the demonologist spell weaving, and I was just like, I'm sold. I need to launch fireballs and lightning bolts, summon giant summoning stones, and have demons pop out, and oh my god! I was like, damn.
See,
Pretty much.
That's probably their way of making up for the fact that you don't have the directional sort of attacks.
Yeah, I mean that's
for
true.
casters.
I didn't think about it when we were originally talking about it, but they do have a whole different perspective on the combo system. So all of the melee
Yeah,
and
I should try that out.
based, all the
Everybody roll casters.
Let's go. So yeah, that
My
actually
favorite caster so far is the Herald of Zolti, or Zoltli or Zolti. I can't remember which one it is.
the Hawks.
Feels like a Jedi walking around like with a flame sword and shit. It's pretty fun.
Actually, it's pretty cool. I didn't like how squishy they were most of the time. I was just like, even though it's a caster, they wear cloth. I get that, but it's kind of like a Veil Walker from Dark Age of Camelot, like the Hib, like scythe meelees with the spells and stuff. It's kind of like that, where they're squishy, but they have spells to make up for it. So it's a little weird. Been actually getting back into Mass Effect 2 and Fallout 3. Mass Effect 2, I've been doing the DLC. Like the new characters, the new missions they've been coming out with, items and stuff, so that's kind of interesting.
Nice. That's one of my have to get back to games. I need to finish up Red Dead Redemption and then planning on starting to play that again.
And, have you tried at all any of the DLC, or you did the regular launch version?
I'm still not done with the actual game.
What?
No, I know.
You're so dumb.
I am. I'm.
What
Look
is
at
wrong
me.
with you? How could Mass
That's one of the
Effect...
best games ever.
Wait, hang on. What game could have possibly pulled you away from playing Mass Effect 2? I mean, with that story. Come on. Really?
I'm with
I don't
Steve.
know.
I put 10 hours in.
Yeah, I don't think I'm even 10. I think I'm like 2 hours in, and I just kind of stopped and played. Like there was so many games that were coming out right then.
Man, I played that
was a really crazy time.
Weeks. Anyway,
Mass Effect 1 is what put me off of Mass Effect 2.
Oh yeah.
I just gave up trying to finish Mass Effect 1, and then I said, fuck you, Mass Effect 2, just for Mass Effect 1.
Just because of the bugs or what?
For whatever reason, the game Mass Effect 1, it just there were parts that I couldn't get through. It wasn't gripping to me. I felt like I was being forced to complete it just so I could get to Mass Effect 2. It just and then because I'm such a completist, it feels like, well, I can't go play Mass Effect 2 now because I haven't played Mass Effect 1.
Oh, that's how I am too. Like, the Deus Ex game that's coming out, even though it's a prologue.
Yeah.
I am like very seriously considering buying the other two games to play through them again before that comes out, because I'm just like, wow, I have to play them before that game comes out to get back into the world. And same thing with Mass Effect 2. I played Mass Effect 1 twice through before I actually picked it up. Even though I had it sitting on my desk, I was like, nope, I have to finish it first and then import. So I know what you mean, but it didn't stop me from playing it obsessively for weeks. So doing that, Fallout 3 as well, old game, but came back. Playing lots of League of Legends as usual, even though you guys don't play, which is saddens me. And sadly, not StarCraft 2 beta anymore.
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, is the beta over?
Well, yeah, I mean, they finally said, okay, guys, we tested enough of the Battle.net 2.0, and it's time for us to develop some shit.
Oh, cool.
Are they still on for their release next month?
July 27th, so you might as well just call it August. Because
Right.
you know that they're going to push it into August, like another 2 weeks.
I don't know. Well,
I don't know.
Hope not.
At this point, I think they kind of have to go with that date, don't they?
They don't have to do shit. They're Blizzard.
But yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, they got such deep pockets. They'd just be like, what? The public is pissed? That's okay. We'll just give them some free shit. They won't care.
I guess historically, I don't really remember historically on Blizzard, but they typically don't put a date out there until they know that, that's pretty much for sure. They don't back up much.
They don't back up much. They don't push stuff. They just never put a date, and they have rumors flying around, and then eventually, when finally people are about to shoot themselves, they're like, all right, we'll release it late 2014. Like, what?
Are you all planning on picking it up?
Which
I'm
one,
not.
StarCraft 2?
No.
No.
StarCraft 2?
Wow.
Right.
Neither am I.
That's sad.
John? Of
Just
course.
John.
Is there a lifetime subscription?
No, but I do have the collector's edition. Because it comes with all this cool stuff.
I
plus
actually
I'm a StarCraft 2 obsessee, so
yeah, I've got a few things pre-ordered, and it's not one of them. I got I just went in yesterday and pre-ordered Gran Turismo 5, which
me too.
I'm hoping that date is for real this time, November 2nd.
I think it is this time.
It's gotta be, man. Hopefully that happens. I've got Little Big Planet 2 pre-ordered, which I'm not even sure what the release date on that's supposed to be, but if they push that into next year, I'll probably drop my pre-order. And I still have Fallout New Vegas pre-ordered, and I'm debating whether to keep that pre-order or not.
Why is that?
I've got the Collector's Edition pre-ordered, and I'm really not sure if I want the Collector's Edition or even if I want to get the game right away, because there's going to be so many new games coming out right around then. It seems like it's more of the same as Fallout 3, and I want that. I want more of like Fallout 3, which is exactly what it is, but I think there's so many new, different things coming out, I might pick something else up instead.
What else is coming around that time?
Oh, geez. I think that
everything.
Everything. I think that one's in October, and there's like the Medal of Honor games coming out. Oh, man. Kidding me? New Medal of Honor game that looks amazing and
Looks
has
pretty good.
multiplayers by DICE.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
They're doing the multiplayer side.
DICE is actually making the multiplayer for it. God, there's a bunch of stuff coming out right around then, and right in November, which is right after when that's supposed to drop. So it's hard to keep that when there's so many different new things. I think the PlayStation Wave is coming out right around then too.
Yeah.
Move. The PlayStation Move.
God, I said Wave. I meant Move. Yes.
The next Assassin's Creed is coming out.
Yeah.
Is that the multiplayer only one?
No, it's got a single player campaign too.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
They
didn't know
demoed it at E3. Yeah, looked pretty good.
But
a
it's
continuation.
touting the multiplayer.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a beta for it, they said.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. I'm not going to go over what I was playing because we pretty much covered that in everybody else's, because all I've been playing is Magic and a little bit of Lotro, and that's it. So.
I guess my...
what you guys were drinking?
Oh, shit.
I was drinking wine.
Sorry, John. What you drinking?
Wine, just a glass of red wine.
Awesome.
Taking it easy today. Of course it's organic.
Orgasmic.
And Steve.
Oh, just Mountain Dew. I'm good.
As always.
I am the designated driver of this group.
This is true. He is. I don't know. I guess, Steve, my perspective on games is thrown off because the only games I'm really looking forward to is stuff like Fallout, Mass Effect 3, StarCraft, and Old Republic, and that's pretty much it.
It's not thrown off. It's just that's what you're interested in.
I know. I guess so. And Gran Turismo to some degree, but even then, I'm like, I get it, and then I race a few cars. I'm just like, nah.
It's too realistic for me.
Yeah, it's like it's not arcadey. I don't really know anything about cars. I don't know what to update, how to change stuff, and
I'm a big car freak, so it's like I've been looking forward to that. Part of the reason I bought my PS3 rather than an Xbox was because of Gran Turismo 5, which I thought was going to be coming out within the year after I bought it.
Haven't they delayed that thing like 4 or 5 times?
And 4 years later...
It's the Duke Nukem Forever of racing games, like Luke said.
Yep.
It's although I did reserve the PS3 Move stuff. I am kind of excited to see to see what they're going to do with that.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it's the best mousetrap out of everything that's coming. But I think what's going to have to sell me, like I put in my Games of Interest from E3 article, if Killzone 3 comes out and uses that really good, if it really is like everybody's saying, oh my god, Killzone 3 played on the PlayStation Move is amazing, I'm totally sold. I will go out and drop the money for all that. Because that's the one thing I'm really excited about for the Move. I hope they do something with a shooter with it.
Do you have the PlayStation Eye, Steve?
I do. I already have the Eye because
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. That same thing with me. That helps. That helps soften that blow of getting it.
Since I don't have to automatically drop $130 for the whole thing, because the Move controller is $50. The other, like the left-handed, basically the nunchuck of the PlayStation is like what, $30 or $40?
30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then if you want to get a charging dock, that's like another $30, which I
You
probably
don't need
won't.
a charging
You
dock.
don't. You don't
Come
need
on.
it. I probably won't get it, but if you wanted that, so it was all.
Do you have a
so
charging
everything-
dock for your PS3 DualShocks? No.
No.
Yeah. It's called a
You know what I
USB.
mean? Like,
I don't even have the DualShock.
Did you guys see though that they said the DualShock will substitute as the subcontroller if you really want
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, you
Really?
can substitute
Yeah.
the regular controller for your nunchuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
It'll
that's a
work
lot
the
of like
same.
extra weight hanging there.
Yeah, it is. And it's awkward, like the way you have to hold it.
So John, was there a specific move game that sold you into pre-ordering this shit, or are you just pre-ordering it because it costs money?
That would be option B.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
That answers that. So I saw the sorcery. Was it called Sorcery? The Sorcery demo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be one of the
Actually-
launch titles.
As cheesy
Yeah.
as that looked, I was actually really impressed. I'm like, that looks like Wii HD, and I.
Well, the main thing was for me is that I'm never really planning on buying a Wii, and it comes out cheaper to get this than to get a Wii anyway. And I need a party system for when like Jen's cousins and stuff come over, because they don't want to play racing. I mean, they would play Blur and like Mod Nation Racers and stuff, but I need like like a Wii type gimmick thing.
You need Buzz.
Yeah, exactly.
You could go get Buzz.
Buzz
TV.
Quiz Worlds?
Yeah, that game's awesome. Go get that
Yeah.
now.
In any case,
Fixed your
so
problem. You're welcome.
it's cheaper than getting a Wii, and it's
Make checks payable to
Yeah, don't
Jason
listen to me,
Ham.
whatever, John. When I see you in August, you can give me a check.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you will. Okay.
I'll give you a check of percentage based on how much money I made off of it.
Snap.
I don't even know what that means, but
Which
okay.
means
I don't
you'll owe me. Which means you'll owe me money. Negative royalties.
Okay.
Hey, you know what else comes out right around October is Force Unleashed 2.
Oh yes, I'm getting that.
True, I forgot about that.
So that versus Fallout New Vegas is even tempting a uncertainty in my mind. So
Yeah, that looked
and
pretty.
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yes,
that looks
looked
really
awesome.
interesting. Yeah, that video that you posted, the art style on that is amazing.
Yeah, that is a cool art style.
Shannon emailed me. We need to get that.
Yeah,
I like the
told
way that it scrunches the world. He I don't know, he shoots out the yarn and then like scrunches up the background.
Yeah.
Some of the effects in there were just were awesome for the Wii.
God, there was so much good Wii shit at E3. I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on to E3 type stuff, but
Yeah, we can. We'll just
yeah,
go right
they
into it.
stole the show out of everybody, which
think?
really surprised me. I mean, if you go platform wise, yes, they did.
I was personally more impressed with the Sony stuff.
Yeah, so was I,
that
but
was
then
se-
again,
that was second to me. But I don't know.
Really?
That the Wii was solid almost all around.
Did Nintendo have Kevin Butler? They didn't have Kevin Butler.
No, that was pretty sweet.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But and that and the 3DS stuff, I want to see that. I want to play it.
Yeah, me too. Really, really bad. I'm a huge fan of my DS Lite. I'm gonna sound like an idiot. My DS Lite actually sits on my nightstand because you know how some people read when they go to bed. Well, fuck that. I whip out my DS and I play a game on that thing.
Yeah, mine's
Just like
mine's
your
there
dick.
too. Yeah.
so you whip your dick out and you just gets the DS action going on.
Every podcast that Dean's on, we have to talk about him whipping it out. There's,
That's it, man.
I have my DS right now on my nightstand too.
But that's why I'm excited because I'm super into that handheld. Like it's probably the best handheld that has ever been made. And just to think about, I mean, just the graphics, the Kid Icarus demo, the Kingdom Hearts shit. Even though I'm not into Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Solid, like this stuff looks amazing. It looks like a between GameCube and Wii, it looks incredible. And to think that, you know, they're stepping up to this system and then adding in this optional 3D feature, I want to see this really bad.
Yeah. Even without 3D, I would have been sold just by graphics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
I just got rid of my PSP to buy some other games and stuff because I was never playing my PSP. My intent when I bought it was it'd be nice to have when we go on trips if I have to go on business trips, which I ended up not going on so many, but and
I thought I'd be more important than I was.
yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. Yeah.
I'll just leave my sadness right there. But I also was going to play it like just what you guys are saying, play it before I go to bed, but it's there was never enough games on it that I was really interested in playing. It got to a point where there was nothing coming on the horizon that really made me say, oh yeah, I got to keep it for that. I got to keep it for that. I never picked up the thing. So
I
ended
actually
up
used mine to watch movies.
Really?
I used to take the train to work, and I'd watch. I actually watched the entire. What's it called? Firefly. I watched the entire Firefly series on my PSP, and I used it more for that than actually playing games.
Yeah, that's more what I would use it for too, is portable movies, because I don't play portable games really. I don't have any use for it. You know,
Why'd you buy it then?
Yeah,
because it matches the PS3.
I don't have a PSP.
No. Oh, you don't have one.
What the hell are you talking about then?
I'm saying I would.
Oh, I thought you made it sound like I just watch movies on.
I said that's what I would have done.
Oh,
if I had one, that's why I didn't buy one, because I wouldn't use
you buying stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You hear me talk about something, and you're just like, "Wow, he buys everything." You know, it's just because I talk about a Lamborghini doesn't mean I freaking bought the thing.
Did you?
Yeah, did you have one?
Oh my God, John bought a Lamborghini.
I can't believe.
No way, man. Actually, I just had, the other day I was thinking about the area that I work in, and I work in a richer area, and the fact that I just walked into Starbucks, and right next to each other was an Aston Martin, a Ferrari, and a Lamborghini. All those three cars, and then across it was like a Porsche and a Viper, and I'm like...
And you're a Honda Civic?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I come rolling up in my base model Subaru Impreza, and I'm just like, wow, I feel really poor right now.
My pal owned a DeLorean.
Huh?
I had a pal who owned a DeLorean.
Oh,
But he went to 85 and we never saw him again.
Yeah.
He actually took it grocery shopping one day, and a woman backed her car into it. And, Yeah. So he had to pay a lot of money to get that dent worked out.
This isn't the same guy whose girlfriend banged Jean-Claude Van Damme, is it?
No. This is a guy who steals cheese.
You know the weirdest people.
Who the fuck? You gotta tell us this. Who steals cheese? What?
We call
And
him,
from where?
we call him Mr. Pants, and
Pants. Nice.
he just got into his mind that he loves cheese and that he shouldn't have to pay for it, and so he doesn't.
So he just goes to the grocery store, he's pushing his cart along, he's like, hey, there's some cheese, shoves it in his pants.
He throws the best New Year's parties, and there's always tons of cheese. and we eat it.
All of it stolen.
Yep.
You stole the pants
Stolen,
cheese.
stolen
the
cheese tastes better.
That's exactly. Dean's got it. It's pants cheese.
Pants cheese. Oh God.
The
you
finest
can't,
selection.
you can't trace it though.
Oh my
You
God.
can't trace it though because he scratches all the serial numbers off of it.
Right.
We need to just have a podcast one day about people that Brian knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. E3.
I haven't even told you all the strange stories I have.
Save
No,
for
it
the
doesn't. Evidently not, because they keep coming.
COMING.
Hot.
So, what's in the news?
Real quick, our hats are taken off of our heads, and heads are tipped in memory of Josh Dresser from Mythic fame. Evidently, he tweeted the other day that he is no longer employed by Mythic.
That can't be good.
That's not good. Not sure if there's any other layoffs involved in that, but it sucks. Josh is a nice guy. He's good. He's a good guy. Hopefully he gets picked up by somebody. I'm sure he will be. So the bonus is that I got to stay home and watch some World Cup games today. But silver lining, I guess. Other than that, let's get into some E3 talk.
Shall we play a game?
Got a nice little trailer from BioWare for Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the Hope trailer is the one I'm specifically talking about. That thing was amazing.
Yes, it is.
Who here, show of hands that no one will be able to see because they're listening and not watching, of who thinks that they should just make a movie and skip the game?
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Maybe not skip the game, but also make a movie.
Okay, make a movie as well.
One
but
thing related to that.
Steve, I was like, fuck that, dude. Give me the game. I was like, no way.
Seriously, how long are those movies, though? They're like 3 minutes long?
That one was 5. Yeah.
Okay. And there's more action and drama and,
Story.
Yeah, story in it than any of the 3 prequels.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. One interesting thing Shannon was telling me, she emailed it to some people on campus where she works that she knows like Star Wars who don't really play video games, and they were all like, oh my god. And a couple of them were talking about, what would I need to buy to play that game?
Oh my gosh. That seriously shows how much of an impact that has, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tugs on the heartstrings of Star Wars lovers.
At the same time, I have some other online friends, I showed the trailer, and they're like, wow, that game's going to suck. And, because they have the belief that if the trailer looks so insanely good that they have nothing else to sell. You know what I mean? Like, they're skeptics.
Tell that to Blizzard, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Blizzard would probably be their exception, but I think they're thinking more of EA. I think so, too. I think that the game's going to be amazing, and I'm hopeful for it, and... like Jason and you and I were talking about this earlier, until I see and play the game and it is absolutely terrible, I will not believe that BioWare will release a bad game. I just officially cannot believe it. Like, it is impossible in my mind.
Well,
my worry isn't whether or not they'll release a bad game. I just worry whether they'll release a game that I'll enjoy playing.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think that by all accounts, like, you can't spend this much time and put this much effort and money and
oh my God.
Into a game and not have it come out, being awesome. It's just, will it be the MMO I want it to be, or will it be a single player? That's some people's fear.
That's a good point.
That, so.
Yeah, as someone like you said who didn't really enjoy Mass Effect, and I loved Mass Effect, it may not hit, be for you. I don't know.
Yeah. I would never say Mass Effect is a terrible game. It's just not for me.
And if the worry going into that for you and anybody like you that didn't like Mass Effect because of the way that game is made up, you may be fearful of the Old Republic because a lot of what we've seen as far as the interaction with other people, it's straight up Mass Effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
which gives me a big boner.
Yeah, I know. My pants are so tight right now.
Yeah. Well, I was telling John, as the thing about it that I'm not worried about is as long as BioWare delivers a really good story for my character, that gives me, like, they're doing it for each class. That gives me, I'm going to be playing that game for a long time, just playing through the different stories.
Yeah, and not even going multiplayer.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to add on to those stories as it goes. So, right there, the big question for me is I hope they don't drop the ball PvP-wise.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The major question is class balance and the way they're setting up the scenarios and stuff as far as that goes, because they don't really have any information. Even, like, on the website where they're like, yeah, war zones, and then they have, like, a paragraph of, and then you'll be fighting other people. Well,
what does
that's
that
what PvP
mean?
is.
That's going to be really weird because I have very little doubt in my mind that the single or group play element of that game will be just amazing, or will not be amazing, whatever. It'll be awesome. I just have that feeling it'll be great. But with as structured as they are making that side, how are they going to make PvP good and fun without losing some of that seriousness?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because most PvP games out there, it's hard to stay fun. I'm basically repeating myself, but it's hard to stay fun. Like Warhammer Online is amazingly fun, like jumping into scenarios and stuff, but it feels so detached from everything else in the game.
Right.
So I wonder how they're going to apply that to make it connect well in the Old Republic.
Well, I hope that war zones... Yeah. I hope that war zones, and they haven't really said, I hope they don't go instance. I hope they're more like frontiers, where you can go and, like you said, instances are so detached from the experience because you have to queue and you have to zone out, and it's all very individualized to what you're doing, where the whole BioWare nature is the story of your character, so hopefully they blend it in. I hope it's more similar to DAOC, battlegrounds
Where
or
you're fighting
whatever.
over territory.
Yeah, and it's persistent. Even in DAOC, when you zoned into like a battleground, you zoned with a group of other people. So you had people like on a teleport pad who were all waiting for the timer to click down, and you felt that sense of community.
Yeah,
And,
everyone's like, oh, you're going to the battlegrounds too? Yeah, like, whatever. You might even find a group on the teleport pad,
yeah,
waiting for the 2-minute timer to go, okay, let's go.
yeah, and you had people saying, oh, it's going off in 10 seconds, you better get here, And,
It's like, I remember, like, as a Scald or even just random character, like, trying, like, literally sprinting, trying to get to the teleport, like, no, don't leave me!
And when you got there, right as it was going, it was awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I hope that, because that was in Warhammer, where it kind of lost that of, oh, okay, I'm queued, all right, I'm going to go off, like, in the middle of a warband or whatever.
The way I imagine that of course, the way I would hope they do the war zones is, like, territory control.
Like global agenda?
Yeah, like a combo of Dark Age of Camelot global agenda, where you control the territory, stuff like that. And I was thinking, actually, in this about Star Trek Online, too, where if they eventually make the PvP affect the zones of, how, Jason, when you're flying across sectors and stuff, you have, like, the lines in the sand of who owns that sector. I was thinking, like, what if they had the PvP, and if you had fights on certain planets, that would move the zone borders? That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Like, that would be so cool to have that feature.
And you could tie it into, like, galaxy politics or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that way, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be awesome. Something to do when they put in the third side.
Do it, and it all comes back around to the third side.
Maeve's gonna kill us.
The one thing that I saw at E3 about it, though, that just I was geeking out like all day when I saw it, was we're getting motherfucking spaceships, yo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. The very first thing, I was talking to Jason about this earlier, the very first thing I thought of, the very first thing that came to mind when I saw that video, I was like, damn, Cryptic better hurry the fuck up. With their spaceships getting the interiors in.
Spaceships will be your player housing, and you'll be able to walk around your ship.
Maybe more? Are we hoping more?
Yeah, they said more ? Although, Cryptic did say that they're improving the spaceship's interiors in July, so I don't know what that means, but...
Yeah.
But I mean, is there the hope? Do we have any hope that there might be actual flight in the game?
If they're giving us spaceships...
Yeah.
Well, they said on there, like, the spaceships so that you can travel the galaxy with or something like that, which
they
could just mean quick travel.
To the fact that you could do something in space, but they didn't say anything about space.
Well, they compared that it would be like a Mass Effect the Normandy, which would mean no, but I don't know, holding out. I guess make the rest of the game good.
Even if I could just, even if it's like that, but then add in like a instanced encounter with other players for PvP space fights, please.
Yeah.
I would be in heaven. So.
Something.
I'd just be flying around all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing that we've talked about before. Make that. I mean, they've already partway there of making your ship something actual meaningful. But yeah, let me dick around in my ship and maybe like pray, like let me take some other people on my ship and do something. And I mean, that would make it so much more immersive.
That'd be cool, actually, if they put, like, the transport ships and stuff. You could, like, get a small guild event going on where you get all of your guild members on the one ship. You got a pilot and stuff, and you fly over this area and do whatever it is you're gonna do. You know what I mean?
That would be awesome. That'd be
awesome
so
because like you would like sit in the spaceport, right? And everyone's like meeting at the spaceport, and everyone gets on the transport ship and flies off to go do some mission, whatever it is. I mean, that's like that would just be so cool.
What would make it even more immersive would be let whoever ship you're getting on, let them be the one who actually flies it, and you're dicking around in the ship while that guy's actually flying it.
Yeah, even if the person who's flying it is literally just flying point A to point B like in Mass Effect, at least the other people can walk around and do whatever, do crafting or selling or whatever the hell you want to do.
And have it so that you can go play like that chess game with that player's companion.
Yes, that would be sweet.
And then have it awesome. Have it so it could make you breakfast in the morning and coffee while you're playing at night and raiding.
Scramby eggs.
And that's something that, I mean, that's something that I know, like, Shannon's made fun of me before and all that, but, like, that's such a little thing that would make the world much more fleshed out and feel like you're actually going somewhere and doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's little details that make you feel not bored.
Look at Star Wars Galaxies. Like, overall, some people freaking love that game. Some people hated it. I was borderline with it. But the one thing that I vividly remember about that game that really felt like Star Wars to me above anything else that I did in that game was the freaking cantina.
Yeah.
Going into the cantina, hearing the music, seeing all the species there, that was like the most Star Warsy thing that I got out of that. And that's the thing that BioWare needs to do with this game, is not just make it a good MMO, which I'm hoping that they do, but if they want the Star Wars experience for the players, they need to look at all those little details like you guys are talking about with the ships and try to plug as much of that in so that the player wants to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And they did a really good job with the Normandy and Mass Effect 2 that I think they'll do something along that lines. Maybe not all of that, but they'll... Mass Effect 2, the
At
Normandy...
least to some degree.
Yeah, the Normandy and Mass Effect 2... Yeah, true. But hey, Mass Effect 2, that was gone. The Normandy and Mass Effect 2 was 100 times better than the Normandy and Mass Effect 1.
It was, but there was still an elevator in it.
Yeah, there was. But it wasn't as bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. At least it was a load screen. You just switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're talking about Star Wars Galaxies. I played that game for a long time, actually.
Right.
And I loved the game. And they did everything so well. And then Sony Online decided to say, hey, we're going to completely change the combat system and then ruin the game. But during that time before then, there was so many Star Wars moments, like Jedi dressed up as commoners, you know, and the whole thing, and a stormtrooper, you know, like the kind of thing where you're witnessing something. Like, I wasn't a Jedi because at that time it was random, which is more realistic, but obviously kind of annoying if you're not a Jedi, where you would get it before. What would happen is you would randomly get picked. Your screen would at one point just say you have now become Force sensitive, and at only that point you could go on a quest to become a Jedi, and you didn't have to even at that point.
Crazy.
So you could be a bounty hunter your whole career, and then one day your little chat box says you become Force sensitive, and you'd be like, yes, Jedi, you know what I mean? Like, and so they changed that too at some point because people were like, what the hell, this is BS, and Star Wars, I can't be a Jedi, whatever. Anyway, not the point. So, like, I remember I was just chilling around on my bounty hunter. I was, like, looking through the bounty list, and I saw some martial arts guy with a huge-ass, like, sword and rifle being, like, you know, harassing his commoner. You know, he was like, he was, like, basically griefing him. And the commoner was like, you know, just leave me alone, man. I'm just trying to do my stuff. And he was like, you know, haha, I'm griefing, killing his mobs. And he's like, dude, seriously, just get out of here. And he's like, what are you going to do about it? And the guy changes to a Jedi robe, whips out a lightsaber, and kills him. I was like, wow. And then some stormtroopers showed up, like other bounty hunters came in all of a sudden, and he ran into the cantina, and 3 more Jedis ran out, and they all started fighting. And I was like, holy freaking crap, this is a whole war going on, you know? Like stuff like that happened in Star Wars Galaxies before they changed the whole combat system.
I mean, I didn't play it, but once you were a Jedi, wasn't it something if you actually died, that character was gone? In the beginning?
Short time, yeah.
Yeah, for a short time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. But then they changed that and stuff, but...
They flip-flopped a lot on the way they handled Jedi. I mean, before the game was released, they were adamant that it was going to be such a rare occurrence that anyone would be able to become a Jedi in order to be, you know, true to the actual
canon.
Star Wars, canon.
Yeah.
And they quickly, I think they got pressure from
everyone.
LucasArts.
LucasArts and Sony and everybody. They were like, even the fans, they were like, dude, come on, we're playing Star Wars. We want to be a Jedi.
Right.
See, which I hated. I loved the idea that it was rare, and I was happy.
You had to be determined.
Well, it was because they put this game was Star Wars Galaxies in the world where the Jedi were ultra powerful, and there was only 5 at a time, and everyone else was, you know... And meanwhile, in the Old Republic, there's thousands of Sith and thousands of Jedi, and they're not all necessarily well trained, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys have read those like old period set books and stuff, but it's actually kind of interesting because, you know, you could be a Jedi and be an idiot, like, as silly as it sounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like...
Yeah, there were
it
plenty of
wasn't
shitty
anything-
Jedis.
Yeah, it's like, and they would just get mowed down in the battle and stuff. It was like just any other regular army, and it just got to a point where they had to super train and specialize, and you know, which is the Jedi that we normally know, you know, as super powerful stuff like that, which is how it was in Star Wars Galaxies. And the way they balanced it at the end in Star Wars Galaxies was they made the Jedi very powerful, but they made it so that they were still killable by the bounty hunters, and you know, the bounty hunters had certain abilities that would nullify other stuff. And anyway, it was so many Star Wars moments, like you were saying, Steve. It's like those things that you witness and feel while you're playing the game is really what puts you into it and just makes you, whether or not it's a great game or whatever, it just puts you in the world, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times like that where in Star Wars Galaxies, like that fight breakout, and I witnessed the whole thing. I was
For
just
me,
like, my God.
I'm happy to hear about the ships because for me the greatest thing about Star Wars Galaxies was the ability to set up your own shop and to decorate it. You had the housing and that, you know, building real communities, and I think that ship, the idea of having a ship will sort of lend itself to that a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, hopefully it'll all work out well. But we'll probably be waiting another year to find out.
Spring of 2011.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
That's maybe. But yeah, who knows? I was still thinking fall of 2011 personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, I guess, but we'll just see when that time comes.
Yeah.
I'll still be waiting for it. But as far as back to E3, has anybody got anything else to add about the tour videos or? No?
Just the one thing that I was interested in that Jason and I were talking about earlier too was the idea of the ranged DPS tank. The trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that the
Yes.
trooper could be a tank and be ranged at the same time.
Mhm.
That was an interesting mechanic that was in one of the videos that they saw, where the trooper was the main tank, and the Jedi Knight was spec'd as a DPS, I guess, and he was the one running around killing all the little stuff, and the Consular was obviously the healer or whatever. And
Right.
just that little thing is like an interesting concept that Jason brought up to me earlier today. He was like, you know, that's actually pretty cool. You know, like we never really had a ranged tank in any other MMO except for Global Agenda. You know what I mean? So
Still planning on trooper.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
That looks cool from what they showed.
I don't even know what I'm going to play because all of this classes look so cool. Like
Right.
I'm probably thinking Smuggler at first. Or
Play them
Bounty.
all. Play them all.
I will play them all. You know,
Every single one.
I have alt-itis, so you know, I'm terrible about it.
Well, the fact that they all have their own stories, I'll play them all.
Yeah.
Oh, and the part that I liked too about Tor was when Jason and I were talking about the reciprocal class, we actually couldn't figure out which reciprocal class was which. You know what I mean? Like that their abilities are similar but different, so that way they're not like the trooper and the bounty hunter are supposed to be reciprocals of each other, but really you look at them and they're not the same at all. But that's their general job. The bounty hunter has all the armor and the stuff, and the trooper same thing. And we know the Imperial agent and the smuggler supposed to be reciprocals of each other, but you know it's like they are, but really they're not like the same at all in any way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool too. Like they don't copy each other like they did in Warhammer Online, even though they look completely different. The abilities were the same. And I don't know. I thought that was nice, like it would be in KOTOR, where the light side abilities is buffing and the dark side abilities is debuffing. You know, that whole counteracting thing. So I don't know. I thought that was nice. That was cool.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But as far as E3 goes, what stuff was not there? That
Day of the
disappointed
Tentacle remake, damn it.
Yes!
I wanted to see that. I
Yes.
needed to see that, and it was not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have creamed my jeans if that had been there. That would have been awesome.
That's like the only thing I wanted to see out of E3. I
But
didn't want to see the 3D shit. I didn't want to see the motion shit. I'm over that. I wanted to see Day of the Tentacle. That's it.
Did you say anything about the Monkey Island 2 remake that they had there?
What?
Monkey Island 2 remake that they had, and it has director commentary from Tim Schafer and somebody else during it. It looked really, really good, and it wasn't point to click to move anymore. It was actual. You could use a direction pad or directional buttons to actually
Really?
move around. Yeah,
I
looks
haven't,
real.
I haven't seen anything about this.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So
that's-
how's the art style on that? Did they have screenshots?
Yeah, they do. They have video and screenshots. It looks a lot better than the first one did. The first
I
remake
can't
that
believe
came
I
out
missed
last year.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
that
have
should
to look
soften the
at
blow.
I feel
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Speaking
be
of,
okay. I'll be
Before we get to anybody else's disappointed not there from E3, I was going to mention this, I think, on the last show, maybe. Speaking of adventure games, Telltale is making a Back to the Future adventure game.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yes.
Awesome.
There was nothing at E3 about it that I could see, but yeah, I cannot wait to see more about that. Just
Telltale
wanted to pipe that in.
Exists is all that I need. I just
Yeah.
need to know that exists.
Yeah, didn't want to dwell on that much until we get more information, but I just thought I'd pipe that in because that's just amazing.
Yeah, bananas.
But yeah, who else? What was not there that you were wanting to be there?
For
Jason.
me, I would have liked to have seen something, and I was hoping because Valve had said they had a surprise, which ended up being, I think, Portal on the PS3.
Yes.
With Steamworks, which is cool. I mean, I wonder how they'll make that work.
Yeah.
But I was hoping for something Half-Life related.
Yeah, episode motherfucking 3, come on.
Or just Half-Life 3. I don't care. Let's just keep that story
Yes.
going.
Just
Let's do
Half-Life, yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yo, shit happened at the end of episode 2, and I want to know what's going on.
Episode 2 was so good. That
It was, and then it ends, and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you want
Yeah.
to play the next one, and then it's
What was
just
that,
never
2 years
come
ago?
out.
3?
3, that was 2007 when Orange Box came out. So it was almost 3 years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, that left on such an awesome note that just something.
Maybe they're just scared to continue and screw it up. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're
I
like,
don't
you
know.
know what? Let's just keep putting it off because it was so good.
I mean, yeah, I think they're like Blizzard. I mean, it's gonna come out when they're ready. But
Valve time.
Yeah, they are.
I was just
They'll-
hoping for
they'll do it
something.
whenever.
But
Yeah.
I was really wanting something. I don't know if any of you were like this game, but there's been a rumor for a sequel to Warhawk for a while, which I knew that they were supposedly a Space Hawk, where it was battles on ground going up into battles in space at the same time, and I was hoping for something because I really liked Warhawk, but I don't know.
I liked it too, but I was never good at that game. I liked
Well, I
it,
wasn't either, but
man, I sucked at that game.
there was so much shit that you could do in that game
Yeah.
if you weren't good at. I mean, I would just go get into rocket launchers or something and tear shit up and annoy people, and I sucked. So as soon as someone came for me to mow me down, they got me, but I had gotten like 5 or 6 kills before that happened. So
Yeah, and I was always better on the ground than I was in the fucking Warhawks.
I never flew a Warhawk.
Jesus, those were a pain in the ass to fly.
No, I didn't. But I just love that there was so much you could do, and you could fill a role, and you could really annoy people, even if you weren't good at other parts of the game. That I would like to see something else from that franchise.
Right. Yeah, be cool.
What about you?
Me, I was, but I found out later, I think after listening to I think it was Giant Bomb, or it was Games with Jobs, I'm not sure. I was bummed that I didn't see any more about Guild Wars 2. I wanted a big expose on it and a lot more in-depth information. Excuse me. But I found out after, from one of the podcasts that I mentioned, that they are planning on showing it off at some other conventions. They were saying that E3 is not really what they wanted to use to show off the game. They wanted something more for the fans.
Yeah.
So they were going to show it off at other conventions. So I was like, okay, I'll take that. I wanted more information on it because I'm getting kind of hyped up about it, but...
I can see that, though. I mean, that's not the type of game that you're going to see pushed at GameStop a ton.
Exactly. Especially since I went to a GameStop in St. Louis last week, and when I got back to Indiana here, I went to a GameStop, and neither of them anymore have a PC section, so I was like, tears were in my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. GameStop has stopped pretty much pushing PC games at all.
What the
They've
hell?
pretty much given up on it. Well, it's because they've gotten overtaken by Steam and Direct to Drive and Impulse.
Yeah.
It's like they've lost that edge now because
I get it. I totally get it, but it was just kind of a, I don't know. It was a sad thing.
because they specialize in trade-ins and they don't trade PC games.
Well, they
You know what
haven't
I mean?
for
So-
years, yeah. I used to take advantage of that shit like mad. But anyways.
It's so weird to think back now that a store actually let you trade in PC games.
Exactly.
They used to because they didn't have anything in place that
I
said...
know. But I mean, just to think back on that now.
I was, when I worked there, I used to actually work at it was an electronic...
Was it a Babbage's or
No, it was Electronics Boutique.
Electronics Boutique. Oh my God.
Before it was EB Games.
Yeah, before it was EB, when it was Electronics Boutique, they had the big cursive sign.
Yeah, when I was always referred to it as
the purple fluorescent like lighting or whatever.
I always referred to it as elbow.
Oh my
First
God.
2 letters out of each word. Never mind.
Oh, that used to be funny. I'm sure that was.
It was funny back when it was called that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But no, I used to work at one of those. And when I first started working there, they used to allow that. And there was actually a dude that we had working with us very part-time. He had actually worked for the local cable company full-time, and he just kind of did this because he loved video games and he wanted the whopping 10% discount. And he used to, like, about every other weekend, he'd be in there buying PC games and using the 10-day return policy to go home, copy them, bring them back, and get full refund. I was like, yes, I don't see how we're still doing this anymore.
What excuse did they use when they brought it back?
Well, that was back when you didn't have to have an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, they could just tell you straight up.
Well, they used to have a 10-day, well, it might have been a 30-day now that I think about it. But
it was like
sure
7 or 10. It was 7
yeah,
or 10.
it might have been 10. They have a return policy that even if it was open, that you can take it back and get full refund towards something else in the store.
Yeah, I worked at an HMV, which is a CD store in Canada and UK, and same deal. And we just get people bringing in, especially we get young people bring in, like, the best of Johnny Cash, and it'd be like, yeah, my aunt bought this for me and I don't want it anymore. And we knew very well they had just ripped off their parents' CD collection.
Nice. Hey, do you have a Fry's up by you?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if that was all across Canada. I
Yeah,
always hear
Sam,
about
we
that.
need one over
I
here.
want to go in one, just see what the hell it is. I mean, do they
You
sell
don't have one
like?
either, Jason?
No, I thought it was just a Canada thing.
No, I don't think we have them at all in Canada.
I drove by one in St. Louis, but
No, there's
Oh,
a
I
ton
thought-
of fries in the U.S.
I thought it was a Canada thing.
The hell is it?
no.
Yeah,
It's
where-
an electronics
what is it?
superstore. It's like this huge... It's basically like Costco for nerds.
Yeah, we have
It is, yes.
we have
Yeah, how
Future
come I
Shop
don't
at Best Buy.
Do you have Future World?
No, Future Shop.
Oh,
Future Shop, which we're going to go to tomorrow to buy a new
Oh.
fridge and stove.
All right.
our future shop went out of business, and it's like... there have been... yeah, I won't go there. Anyway, it's been like 3 different...
You have
three
Tim Hortons though, right?
Sorry.
No, sorry. Anybody have any other disappointments from E3 that they were looking forward to? Nope.
John, do you have any?
I don't think of anything offhand because I already told you the games that I was looking forward to. They were already at E3 anyway, so...
Okay, well, the reverse of that. What was the stuff that came out of E3, like the one thing top that you were like most hyped up about after seeing? John.
3DS.
I don't know. I mean, I was just excited to get more info about Tor, but they
Yeah.
didn't release a whole lot, so I was kind of... I don't know. I'm not really sure, because there's nothing at E3 that wowed me.
Really?
Besides Brink and Rage were some pretty good ones. But,
Rage looks great.
Yeah,
But
Rage
again-
looks really good.
But again, I haven't seen much info on it, so, I can only say, wow, that was awesome, and then I don't know anything else about it. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I guess between Brink, Rage, info on Tor was nice, but nothing wow this year for me. Meh. I'm not sure. I didn't
Meh.
follow it too tightly, though, so...
Did I hear a 3DS coming out of Dean's mouth?
Yeah, I already said it before, but even Giant Bomb's coverage this year was fan-fucking-tastic. Daily
Yeah.
podcast stuff you could download, listen to. Just like, seriously, I haven't had time to listen to all of it. But their impressions of the 3DS, because I trust those guys. I mean, they've got good subjective opinions, I guess. But the fact that they were convinced makes me even more excited to actually try this thing out. So, and the fact that I didn't know that I had a slider to turn the goddamn 3D off. Now that I know that it's got that, I have to have one. So I was very impressed by all the screenshots, and that's got to be my E3 thing.
Did you listen to one podcast where I think it was one of their friends, he's a producer, John Minyaki, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He was at
the Disney Interactive guy?
Yeah, he was at a 3DS demo, and the guy was like, slide the slider until you feel comfortable. And he slid it. He slid it, and he's like, okay, and the guy's like, it's off.
It's off. Yeah, totally. John Vignacchi, yeah.
But even he even said, no, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I everything I've heard just impresses me. I honestly cannot wait because I love my handhelds, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
See, what I'm worried about, and it's funny because Roger Ebert said the same thing recently about movies as well, and how 3D is affecting movies. And what I'm worried about is I think we got to a sort of plateau with graphics where graphics look fucking awesome, and so there's probably not too much room for them to go much further. So maybe they'll start focusing on gameplay and AI and things like that to make games better. And now what they're doing is they're going to 3D and they're going to other little gimmicky things like that. And I think that's cool, but I'd rather see them put that effort into, I want a game where the AI really, really impresses me, and it still hasn't happened.
I understand that with home consoles, but not, the 3DS isn't going to be the graphical powerhouse or whatever. The dual screen is a gimmick, but they've done so much cool shit with it that I am totally willing to accept 3D in a handheld, not on a console.
Gotcha.
I agree completely.
Okay.
Well, I have a article that's written but not posted yet that I haven't had a chance to post it because after what you were talking about today, Brian, with that comment that you were wanting more for more work towards AI and stuff like that, the graphics got really good. I totally 100% agree with that. The one thing that actually came out of E3 that kind of made me reconsider my stance on 3D wasn't even the 3DS. And I don't know what it really was about it, but I was watching the video about chE3se 2, which, y'all know if you've seen it, it looks fucking amazing. The game looks just beautiful as chE3se would expect to be. But the developer that they were talking to, I think they had him on the G4 stage. They were talking to him, and he was saying, it is going to be 3D. And as I'm watching the video, and it wasn't in 3D, of course, on the video, but they're sitting there talking. It's just a gorgeous game, and the guy's talking about, we're going to apply the 3D, but we're really applying it more just for immersiveness, just giving things a sense of depth. And I don't know what it was, but just the way he just very, not, I won't say passionate, but very, this is going to be awesome.
Like the difference between stereo and surround sound.
Yes, just something about that clicked in my head that, if they can take a game that already looks amazing and just give it some sense of depth, like I'm a little bit more in there, it really got me a little bit more excited about it. I'm not totally sold on it yet because I have to see it and I have to say, this is comfortable. I would really prefer not to wear these stupid looking glasses.
Yeah.
But that really actually made me wake up and say, maybe this isn't total bullshit.
Yeah, but that's not really going to catch on, in my personal opinion, until until you don't have to wear glasses.
Yeah, and that's actually the other part of the article is that I really agree with that completely. I think they need the glasses free before I'm completely sold on it.
Yeah.
But
we already look like geeks.
Yeah, and it was cheesy in the Nintendo conference, but those pictures of people looking dumb wearing glasses is totally accurate. I don't want to do that.
Right. So I think the 3DS, I'm still up in the air about really wanting to buy one because of my handheld history, but I think it's definitely an eye opener that maybe if this works on that, maybe down the line that's a good possibility. I don't know.
Do you not feel that you've gotten enough play out of your DS? Do you play that a lot?
I don't play the DS. I bought it for the wife.
Oh, okay.
That wife of mine.
That wife of mine. Yeah. I put a ton of time into my DS, so I'm totally ready to buy that.
I've barely played the thing.
The nice thing is I see Kids for Therapy, and I can write off my DS because.
Can you write off two?
Yeah, I have two of them. Yeah, I write them off. Yeah.
Well, damn, how the hell am I going to get that to work for me?
The last handheld thing I had was a Game Boy.
The original?
Yeah, the black and green one, and then I
Wow.
had gotten the
You're missing.
the Game Boy Color, and played the Pokemon way back in the day when I was like 5, and did that, and that's it. That was the last time I ever had a handheld. So
There are a ton of good games on those.
The only handheld
was
I
that
actually...
a Pokemon thing, Dean? Oh,
I was a
you're
fucking
so...
Pokewalker. I stopped. I unintentionally got addicted to Pokemon. I played like 40 hours of that stuff on the DS. It was awesome. I'm done. That's that. Let's move on.
I actually do own one handheld, and it's a Neo Geo Pocket.
Oh, I own
Those
Atari.
things
I
were
own
awesome.
I own
Yes.
3 Atari Lynxes.
You have
Do you still
3 of
have them? You
Yes,
still have
I
them?
do. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I still play them every once in a while. California Games was a shit. I have 2 of the. No, I have 1 of the old models, and I have 2 of the slimmer models.
Nice.
So
My newest handheld obsession is just the iPod Touch. Fucking
Yeah,
love it.
I could say I have 2 handhelds then. That's a good point.
I have
Yeah.
a Game Gear, too.
Oh, jeez.
Do you have a Nomad?
Nomads were
I
awesome.
wish I had a Nomad. Oh, God.
Nomad and a car battery to power it.
Really
Replace the
quickly,
batteries every 15
For like
minutes.
5 minutes, yeah.
before we're done, the one... We already talked about 3DS, but the one game I was really pumped to hear about, which I've been waiting forever, was Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
that's true.
That looked awesome. The whole...
I'm still not sold.
That nuke
Did you play
mode?
Twisted Metal? But did you play Twisted Metal before?
I played them, but I was always kind of on it.
Oh, I was
Did you
in
have
love
friends
with them.
to play with?
Oh,
Did you play-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
that
Twisted
game may
Metal
actually
1.
get me a. It may get me a PS3 because my wife. That's the one game that my wife loves.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Twisted Metal 1, Twisted Metal 2, Twisted Metal Black, those were awesome. And the fact that
Yeah.
David Jaffe's making it, who made
That was-
those 3 games, and the stuff
Yeah.
they showed, multiplayer, looked really, really cool. It looked a lot more in depth. There's a leveling system to it now. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into Twisted Metal when I was younger, back in the PlayStation 1 and 2 with my friends. Dude, Twisted Metal was just epic.
Were
the
you more
vertical-
excited about... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, the vertical multiplayer screens, which had never been done before.
Yeah, where it's side by side instead of top
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah. Hey, that has been done before.
Not before that game.
Before Twisted Metal?
Side-by-side split screen?
Before
Yeah, 95?
PlayStation 1. Before PlayStation 1.
Yes, I have a game right here, actually.
No, you don't.
What?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, tell us. What game is that?
It's one that you've probably never heard of. It's called Zwei. I can't actually pronounce the last title of it. It is actually a precursor to Command and Conquer.
Oh, we meant good games.
No. It is a
Where did you pull that out from?
my desk drawer. It is a fantastic game that was on the Genesis, which is another reason to go buy a Nomad.
Oh my
that
Yeah, just go. Yeah, well, you act like you can just go pick that up. At
anyways, it's you actually play as a transforming robot. You can actually go down to the ground as a transformer looking like walker, go around, and you can also transform into a jet.
Tell me, are these robots and jets? They're 8-bit, right?
16.
16-bit. Genesis, son.
Snap.
Flash processing.
No, but
So they have multiple colors and everything. It's more than
32
wow.
voices.
if I try to explain it, it'll take too long. Just go. I'll put it in the show notes for you to look it up. It is an amazing game, and it did have split screens, side by side, 2-player.
All right, we'll take your word
Yeah.
for it.
Suck on that.
We went the one that made it popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we
That
meant.
was it.
A game that
Oh yeah,
people
yeah.
actually know
That's why.
what it
That's why we're looking forward to the reboot of Herwog or what the hell he's talking about.
Herzog's Vase.
Because that made it popular.
Yeah.
Damn Skippy.
It's just a shame we didn't see that game at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yep.
Shut up. Anyways.
Message for you, son.
listener feedback. We got some 5-star reviews last week when I had to bail on the show. I listened to it later and said something about there was a number 5 down in our little section on the doc that said listener feedback in there, but there was no review. That was because we had some 5-star reviews come in, but there was no text. There was no actual written review. But we did get a couple more 5-star reviews, so whoever did that, thank you very much.
That's awesome.
We're up to 23 5-star reviews right now.
Nice.
And probably because of those last couple that popped in, probably in succession, one after another. I actually went on iTunes the week before last, and when I checked out the top 100 video game audio podcasts, we were on the list.
What?
Yes.
Multiplaying.
Yeah. We're not on there anymore.
Well, hey, man. Repeat. We're on a nice, slow decline.
So somebody figured us out, but no, I don't know what I'm assuming it was because of those 5-star reviews that popped us on there, because it's basically like the what's hot list. And we popped. But yeah, we popped on the list. It was pretty neat to see our little symbol down there. It was about number.
I'm impressed enough that we were even there.
I know. We're at number 90, I think, if I counted correctly.
Wow.
I counted 5 times because oh my god, oh my god. But anyways. But there's cool. That. We do have an email that has a few questions in it. It's actually sent to us by Scary Booster.
Oh, cool.
So if you read any blogs out there, you may have heard of Scary Booster from scarybooster.com. Check them out. It says, "Hi, Multiplaying crew. I love the podcast. Got a few questions. What do you think about the ships and player housing in SWTOR, and what feature would you like to see?" We already kind of talked about the... we basically already covered this. We want some...
I want dicking around.
Dicking around in outer space shit, so...
Yeah, we want to whip our dick out in space, and that's pretty much it.
That's on the box. What do you think... What do you think of this fall's MMO lineup?
What's coming out besides...
what's coming out?
You know what? I don't know. What's coming out? Is Guild Wars 2 even coming out this fall?
Next year, hopefully.
Is there stuff coming out this fall?
It's a
Lord of the Rings list.
APB is this summer.
And I'm not excited about that.
No, I'm not.
All pants bulletins.
I don't care about NDA. It sucks.
Earthrise.
What?
Earthrise is coming out.
Does that look any good? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't know much about it myself.
Well, we'll get back to you on that one on the next show. Yeah, I actually have not seen anything pop up that has interested me in the fall lineup for MMOs, and especially since I'm considering playing either Lord of the Rings Online again or Age of Conan. So, alongside Star Trek Online, I still have my.
I was about to ask if you played that at all anymore.
I've not been playing it. I got on once.
You've been busy, but
I've been super busy.
Plus, you have 50 games to play, so.
Yes, I have a lot of stuff to catch up on.
Hey,
but,
Lego Universe is coming out this fall.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in that though, but I did not realize it was this fall.
That's the MMO, right?
Yeah.
I saw File Planet is giving away betas right now if you're a subscriber, which I am not anymore. I canceled my subscription, but yeah.
FilePlanet.com.
I think DC Universe Online's coming out.
If it is, I'll just tell you right now, I think that looks janky.
Yeah, me too. I'm not interested in it.
And not because it's Jumpgate, I'm not sure when it's coming out. I would be interested in that if I still had a flight stick.
Jumpgate is September, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It's going to be a very arcadey space shooter, which would be nice if they do it well.
So it's Global Agenda in space.
Yeah, pretty much.
What were you saying about DC, Steve?
Oh, I was just going to say about DC, it's not that I'm not interested because it's a comic book thing. I actually would be very interested in it because it's a comic book thing. It's everything I've seen video-wise on that is kind of the way I feel about a lot of the stuff in Tor, like animation-wise and look-wise. It just kind of looks janky. But I think Tor has more time to get that stuff polished and fixed up, and I think they will get that polished and fixed up. And just I've been seeing stuff about DC Universe Online for a while now. And even the videos that they were showing around E3, around the E3 time this last week or so, it still looks janky.
Yeah, graphically everything looks like it's made out of plasticine and...
Yeah, something's just off about it.
I was with you about the jankiness of Tor, but the E3 videos look a lot better than I recall past videos looking. So I have high hopes for that.
They look
Tor
better.
or DC?
Of Old Republic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Old Republic looks a lot better. I like it so far.
They definitely, it looks better. It looks better, but there are certain things that pop up, like when there's the one video showing basically some of the decision making that you can have in a quest, that there's a part where they're just running to go find a mob or whatever, and just the run animation just looked funky. I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, so but they have longer to clean it up. So.
Yeah, but that's stuff that'll get fixed. So should get. Scary Booster's last question is, what kind of announcements do you think Blizzard will drop during BlizzCon 2010?
Who knows? Blizzard always has surprises.
I'm hoping that they announce something about their secret MMO, but
their new IP.
When is BlizzCon even? I'm not sure. If it's
it's coming up. Yeah, the tickets are sold out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they sold out in.
It's in July.
October 22nd.
There you
go.
There's one in Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, July.
BlizzCon 2010, October 22nd, 2010.
Are you sure? BlizzCon's not in Las Vegas.
What am I? Oh, here we go. Nope, I was looking at the wrong thing. Never
mind. But yeah, I'm not sure what they would announce. I would
think Diablo 3 stuff.
Well, it's already announced, but yeah, maybe a release date.
Yeah.
I think that they'll announce... Sorry, go ahead, Ab.
I'm sorry. I think that the StarCraft 2 will be out. I think the shift has to go to to Diablo 3 for that type of information.
It's going to be Diablo 3 and Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Diablo
they're
3.
probably going to do that. And they might give you, like, concept art for the new IP, but that's it.
I think people know what it is, then.
Yeah, I think they'll announce it, and I think it's going to go to the free-to-play model.
Ooh.
You think so?
Yep.
Oh, the microtransaction model, because they know that people will just eat up all the stuff.
Apparently.
As demonstrated by the $25 pony.
Right. And I think that was a test.
I think it was, because...
that's not bad.
Now we got Brian's promises.
Yeah. No, it's not a promise. You should mark this, and if it comes true, put this up everywhere and give Brian credit.
You'll get a cookie.
Because apparently WoW was supposed to be free-to-play when they were first developing it.
Really?
And they ended up obviously going the pay-to-play route, but I think now that it's been proven that it can work, I don't see why they wouldn't want to do it. I think that the potential to make money is greater with that model than it is, especially with Blizzard.
But you could also go the other route, because when you say they were going to go pay-to-play with the other one, like, I see them developing in... Remember how we were going to go pay-to-play and then we went pay monthly? That really didn't work out for us. So...
Yeah.
I could see them going either way, but yeah, that would be... I don't know. I would think with World of Warcraft, I think they would go monthly, but that would be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to see. The only other thing that we got before we head out here is, remember we have a bumper contest going on. We have not been very good at kind of keeping you announced on that. We are saying the next show, so 2 weeks from today, which I believe is 2 weeks from the 18th, whatever the fuck that is. I should probably look that up.
You got a calendar, bitches. It's
Hold on.
The 2nd. July
the 2nd. Yes, July 2nd will be the day, the final day for the bumper contest, in which we will announce the winner. We do have a handful of bumpers in, so get them in there. Just a bumper saying, hey, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. You're listening to Multiplaying. That would be fantastic. We want those, so we can mix it up in the beginning of the show a little bit. So yeah, send them in.
Did we ever announce a prize for that?
I believe we did. It was wasn't it a copy of Star Trek Online via Steam?
Or equal value on Steam. Yep.
Yeah. So what was
so if you don't want Star Trek or you already have it, you would get I think it's 40. Is it? I don't know what it is. $30 on Steam.
I think it's like $30 bucks.
Yeah. So. Valuable cash and prizes via Steam.
Yeah, so send in the bumpers for a chance to win. Like I said, there's only a handful in right now, so your chances are pretty good.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
One last thing, make sure to join the Steam group at steamcommunity.com/groups/multiplayingnet, no dot. And at our next M3 night, which is the Monday, Multiplaying Monday Madness, just gaming with us, there you go, call it that, is going to be the 28th of June, announcing a little bit more ahead of time this time, so hopefully we can get some more people out here to play. We're going to play TF2 again. And if you have any suggestions for some other games that other people or everybody might have a good chance of owning, that would be a good pick up and play game for an hour or so, let us know. Maybe we'll consider that.
Another thing I might mention is if you want to keep in contact with us, we used to frequent our forums quite a bit, but lately Twitter seems to be our method of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, look us up on... What is our Twitter?
The multiplaying one or
yeah.
The multiplaying Twitter doesn't get used a lot other than automatic posts for links to post, but it's twitter.com/multiplaying.
There's a post on the forums that Shannon made. I think it's for multiplaying members only to see though for
Gotcha.
Twitter.
And if you really want to follow us, what I'll do, I'll post all the multiplaying Twitter accounts on the show notes, so you can just go and click and be happy.
Dead Workers Party Network, traveling at 88 miles per hour.